welcome to MAGLaughs at Super MAGFest 2019 on Saturday night. On tonight's show, we have Tommy Zimbalzo, Violet Gray, Chloe Ketchum, L.A. Hardy, Justin McDonald, Brian Preston, Dash Kwiatkowski, with musical guest Sam and Bill. And your host for MAGLaughs and your first comedian somewhat of the evening, Farad Mohammed! Thank you so much. As you can tell, I announced that myself because I can't afford an announcer. Welcome to MAGLaughs 2019, Saturday edition. How's everyone doing tonight? I just asked you that 3 times, yeah! All right, anyway. All right, for how many of you out there is this your very first MAGLaughs? By show of applause, I can't see anything with these lights here. All right, for how many of you is this your repeat version of MAGLaughs? Fantastic. Well, welcome back, welcome back. Well, if this is your first time or if it is your 5th time, you're going to be in for a fantastic night of entertainment. We have got some of the geekiest, smartest, and just downright hilarious comics that you'll be seeing this year over here at MAGFest here. So, just to start you off, I'm just going to talk a little bit about myself. My name is Farad. That's spelled F-A-R-D. That's an Arabic word that means obligatory. I'm an adjective. It's been a rather eventful week for me here. I climbed a mountain in my MAGFest shirt, actually. That's pretty nice here. The thing is that it was actually like a quarter of a mile of paved road up a mountain, but I'm from Chicago. I get tired climbing up the corporate ladder. There's just no hills anywhere around here. This was actually my girlfriend's idea, and I was kind of reticent to go, but then she said, and this is true, you go to a lot of conventions and walk through those, pretend that you're walking over at MAGFest. And I said, well, first of all, MAGFest is a festival, not a convention. And second of all, MAGFest is flat, you see, because MAGFest does not take place in a staircase. Plus, there are elevators and escalators. Granted, you can't get an elevator right now, but at the very least, there's still the theoretical possibility of one. And the worst part is that we're probably going to do this again. It kind of reminds me of an old adage. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Now, does anybody know who was credited with saying that phrase there? Einstein. That's right, Albert Einstein. Noted psychologist, Albert Einstein. You know, there are a lot of people out there who don't know what the C means in E equals MC squared, but they say this quote, and that Einstein probably used as a joke in a dinner party, and automatically they have a master's degree in psychotherapy. I mean, there is actually one group of people who do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. They're called scientists. It's called experimentation. It's called the scientific method. You know, scientists like, oh, I don't know, Albert friggin' Einstein. Anyway, with that out of the way, are you ready for a night of comedy right now here? Are you ready for a balls to the walls, stick to the ribs night of comedy here? All right, let's do this thing. Our first comic is a veteran of the nerd comedy scene and a cosplaying, leathersmithing, magical missile of mirth. He has shared the stage with comedy legends such as Ralphie May, Brian Posehn, and Kevin Meaney. That's not right. You can hear him as one of the hosts on the Laugh Finder podcast. So please welcome Tommy Zimbalzo!
Yay! How the fuck are you doing, MAGFest? Oh man, I heard people cheer louder than that when a guy won a game of Clue downstairs. Yeah, were you there? Were you that guy? No, okay. Never cheer at Clue. No one should be like, I want Clue! And people are like, fuck yes! So I'm used to like intro music. Does anyone here have intro music at their job? No? What are you, a stripper? That's the two, it's comedians and strippers. And I didn't wipe down the mic stand, so I guess I'll tell some jokes. You can always tell who's seen strippers by who laughs at that. Like, how many ladies here have ever seen a male review, has seen male strippers? I like how you demurely were like, we have, sir, we have. You weren't like, woo! You were like, right here, I've seen it all. Like, but you'll attest to it, it's a different vibe, right? There's different rules. There's no touching rule when it comes to male strippers, right? Yeah, because you go to work on Monday with dick-shaped bruises. That's what happens. You got to tell everybody you walked into a weird-shaped doorknob on your weekend, right? Because this is what they get. They're like, ladies, give it up for Chocolate Thunder. And he comes out, and you're just like, okay, all right, okay. All right, stop, okay, stop it, Mr. Thunder. Here's your dollar. The mics are very hard here. How many guys have seen female strippers? That was the weakest woo. Let's try this again. How many guys have seen female strippers? Okay, calm down. This isn't coming off. This isn't like, you got a Groupon. Because we've been told by like TV and movies it's supposed to be this super sensual, sexy experience. It is not, okay? This is what we get. They're like, gentlemen, give it up for Cinnamon. She's my cherry pie. Skip. Ee. Like, what the fuck was on that pole? What does she know about the girl's vagina before hers that she doesn't want to get in her vagina? I'm concerned for my dollar. But where are the couples at? Are there any couples here? Anybody? Okay, you guys are very excited to be a couple. How long have you guys been together? I let you just say 8 minutes, moments, elevator rides, years. And where did you meet? Online? Ooh. Okay, where? What chat group? What was it? Where online? Was it like Plenty of Fish, or was it a Clue game board? What was the online thing? Were you playing WoW? Oh, what was it? What? Tiny or Meat? Okay. Jesus Christ. I thought you said you met him on Tiny or Meat. It's a dating website for girls that have had guys with huge dongs. And they're like, no, I can't keep doing this. I need Tiny or Meat. And she just put you out there like that. I met him on littledicks.com. Here he is. Show him, honey. Give him a laugh. Oh, pickle dick. But nothing beats how my grandparents met. Like, my grandmother died when she was 96 years old, right? Now that's all, she had enough. But when it's not like she was going Super Saiyan at the old folks home or anything. She's not battling Cell, like, this isn't even my final form. Like, she's just 96, it's time to go, right? But she had, we all thought, even she thought she was gonna die when she was 70, right? So much so that she told everybody what the fuck she thought about him, and she gave away all of her earthly possessions, and then she lived for another 26 years. It was awkward as shit, okay? It was like when you say goodbye to someone and then find out you're both walking the same direction to your car for 26 fucking years. But so she met my grandfather in 1920. Now my grandmother, she was a captain in the Salvation Army. Did you know that? Did you know the Salvation Army used to be a paramilitary Christian organization? Did you know they had boots on the fucking ground? They were the fucking Salvation Army, right? And my grandfather was a bus driver. Because nowadays the Salvation Army, that's just where you go to buy a dead guy's crock pot, right? You don't even think. You don't even think it's an army, right? So every day for 6 months, my grandfather would ask my grandmother out to dinner. And every day for 6 months, she would tell him no. So he sexually harassed my grandmother for 6 months until finally one day she relented and she agreed to go out to dinner. And she found him handsome and charming, and he found her intelligent and witty, and they fell in love. And then he left his wife and children and married my grandmother. I know, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful story, isn't it? They don't do it like that anymore unless you're on Maury Povich. But then what do you think the takeaway to that is, right? What do you think the lesson to be learned is that the heart wants what the heart wants, or that love knows no bounds? Because personally, I think it means my grandmother had some bomb-ass pussy. Hear me out. My grandmother had that home-wrecking hoo-hoo. You know what I'm saying? This was the 1920s. She probably invented the blowjob. She probably like, I call this mouth sex. And then 2 months later, women were allowed to vote. True story. So I do a lot of traveling. Do you ever travel much? Where do you go? Okay, what'd you go to London for? You have a London boyfriend? Is he here? Is he real? No? Oh my God. Is London where all the fake boyfriends are? Like Canada is where all the fake girlfriends are? Is that what it is? He's at a computer camp in London. Where'd you meet him? Online? Was it tinymeat.com? Is that what it? I'm sorry, I can't get on that website. I'm sorry. No, but so I recently did a 2-week tour for the troops where I went and performed comedy in 5 different countries overseas. Oh, no, that's fine. Okay. No, I get it. No, shut up. No, I get it. You guys hate the troops. No, it's fine. You guys hate the troops. You guys hate the troops. But did you know there's a booth at the airport where they see your dick? I didn't know that, especially not when I took edibles in the parking lot before getting on the plane, right? So I was right at the point where I'm freaking out in this airport. My buddy's like, hey, man, make sure you fluff your dick before you go in that booth. And I was like, why? And he was like, because there's a guy who's going to see your dick. And I was like, oh. I don't know what I was expecting, like to have the guy lean from behind his computer like I get a good dick star on my passport or something. Like the stewardess would be like, ooh, someone gets extra peanuts. I have no fucking idea. But and every place they could check my bag, they did check my bag. And I know it's because of this ridiculous mustache I agreed to. Because when you have a mustache like this, it's a social contract. There's just things you can't do anymore, right? Like I can't have a conversation with a toddler. I can't take a shortcut through a playground, right? I can't get lost in a mall and find myself in a Victoria's Secrets just trying to sniff the used pile. There's just things you can't do anymore. I don't even know if that's a real thing, right? One last thing before I go. Give it up for everybody. Give it up for yourselves for coming out tonight. I have a very serious question I want to ask you ladies. How many ladies here have ever been to a sex toy party? Okay, a lot, yeah. I heard a lot of this, and then someone's like, those exist! And then she disappeared in a puff. She did it was just a log. She did like a Naruto disappearing jutsu. Because as guys, we don't have that, right, sir? You're never going to get an Evite to Peter's Puff Pastry Pocket Pussy party. Just a bunch of dudes standing around eating Tostina pizza rolls going, put your dick in that thing. We don't need that hard of a sale, right? We don't need a catalog. You know why? Because every pillow is a waifu pillow if you fuck it. This is the only place I could ever get applause. I was dating this girl once, right? And I saw her on a Friday. I was like, what are you doing this weekend? She was like, I'm going to a sex toy party. And I was like, man, your voice is deep. So when I saw her that Sunday, I forgot to tell you guys, this one time I lived with my mom till I was 27. So when I saw her that Sunday, I was like, how was the sex toy party? And she was like, I don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, what happened at this sex toy party? And she was like, your mother was there. I was like, my mommy? Well, what did you do? And she was like, I bought everything she told me to. right? Which is a scary proposition. Like, sir, does your mother know what you're into? You sick fuck. So, right, so I was like, well, what did she make you get? And she said she made me buy this stuff called penis butter. Do you know what penis butter is? Oh, good, I get to tell you. She said it's a cream I'm supposed to put on you so that when I go down there, I don't gag. Yeah, and that's when I realized my mom really gets me. What was she listening outside my room one night? Or oh, not my baby boy, and like runs off to the kitchen to whip up a batch of penis butter. She's like, is it ready? Oh, not there yet. All right, guys, thank you very much.
Tommy Sinbazo! All right, let's keep this comedy train chugging along. Our next comic combines geeky and political with the experiences of being the only gender non-conforming Dungeons & Dragons player in Northwest Baltimore. They are also the game master of the Laugh Finder podcast. Please welcome Violet Gray!
Hello, how's everybody doing? That's good. You may have noticed that I'm currently undead, but I'm also from Baltimore just because I died doesn't mean I can stop working. I got bills to pay. My name is Violet Gray, and I am what you call gender nonconforming. Give it up for me. Okay. Ladies, there are some things that you didn't prepare me for. Yeah, like the amount of dick pics I receive has gone up dramatically. Dudes think sending dick pics is so funny till they start getting them back. It was weird, like, one time I was walking down the street and this guy was loading something onto a truck, and as I walked by, he said, "Damn, girl, I want to spread your legs like pages and read between the lines with my tongue like a novel." So I'm dating now, and no, he was like, "I want to spread your legs like pages and read between the lines with my tongue like a novel." I was like, now, I don't know if this is literature you'd be interested in. Not really a novel so much as a pop-up book. And Baltimore dudes are persistent. He was like, "So is that like a no?" Or yeah. So growing up as a nerdy black boy had its challenges also. Like, I used to get profiled all the time in Baltimore. Like, okay, so I was black one time, right? And I'm black now, I'm just saying I was also black when this story took place. And I'm waiting at the bus stop because in Baltimore, that's really the best place to catch it. And this guy comes up, this police officer, actually two of them, they come up to me and they're like, "We need to search you because you fit a description." Somebody had robbed the gas station on the corner of York and Cold Spring, and they were looking specifically for a black man with legs. And just by coincidence, I happened to have my legs on at the time. It was like the same color and everything, right? So they're like, "We need to search your bag because they're looking for something incriminating, like a gun or a ski mask or like a Steelers jersey, you know, something that says awful person." And what they found was the Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, and Dungeon Master's Guide. No bullshit, the cop slowly zips the bag back up, turns to his partner and goes, yeah, it ain't his ass. And then they gave me a wedgie and took my lunch money. It's really embarrassing. All right, so quick Dungeons & Dragons story. So I used to work at an auto parts warehouse. I was the only nerd there. It was me and like 12 goons. I don't know why 12 goons were working at an auto parts warehouse. I don't know if they were trying to steal a car in installments, but one time I bring my Dungeons & Dragons books because that's how you make friends with scary people, right? And this guy, he looked like one of those guys from Sons of Anarchy. He's like this big, long-haired, like leather vest-wearing biker type dude. He comes up to me while I'm reading, and he's like, hey, what is that? And at first, I thought he was talking about reading, but I start explaining D&D to him. I'm like, okay, you build a character, and then you take these dice, and you go on quests to fight monsters to gain experience, and once you have enough experience, your character goes up a level, and then you can face more challenging adventures. And they were all looking at each other like, oh, okay, okay. I'm not making the next part up, by the way. I come back from lunch, they have my monster manual open, talking about which monsters they would bust a cap in to get the easy experience points. And at one point, one of them says, yo, what is that, a ogre? A ogre? A ogre? Yeah, I'll pop the shit out of that. To which his friend said, nigga, read the page, it's immune to non-magical weapons, bitch. That guy's our cleric now. Did anybody drive through DC to get here? A couple people? Yeah. I now know why people live in DC. It's so they don't have to drive to DC. It is like the most awful place. How many people here seen The Ring? Yeah. Okay. The Ring would never happen in DC. And here's why. For those of you who've never seen it, it's about someone who gets an anonymous videotape, because, you know, it's old. And then they put the tape in, because, you know, it's a horror movie, they're stupid. And your screen goes black and a white ring appears on your screen, and then you hear the scary little voice. What does it say? 7 days, and then in 7 days, the creepy little girl comes to kill you. Would never happen in DC, and here's why. You put in the tape, you'd see the ring, you'd get the call, 7 days. Then 7 days would go by, then you'd get another call. Hello, this is the creepy little girl from the Ring. I'm stuck going in a loop around DuPont Circle. I'm gonna have to kill you some other time. This is bullshit. Why do you live here? I'm really sad because, like, Renaissance Fair season just ended. Anybody here go to the Renaissance Fair? I go to the Renaissance Fair every weekend of the whole season. That's not like a setup to a punchline. If you're ever at the Renaissance Festival, come say hi to me. Just ask for the black one. So, it's funny because he already knows who the black one is. So I went there in costume, and this guy approaches me, and he's dressed like a Scottish warrior. He has like the kilt and the claymore and everything. And he comes up to me, and he's like,
hello there, lass. My name's Angus. I'm from the McGregor clan. What clan are you from?
It's like, what clan am I from? Now, I don't know how well you all can see me up here, but a black gender non-conforming person in 16th century Scotland would be like finding an open condom at a Star Trek convention. It is mean and true. But he was like, "What clan are you from?" So I said the only thing that sort of made sense. I was like, "I'm from the Wu-Tang Clan." Old nerdy bastard right here. All right. I'll leave you with this. I've been trying to lose weight from my problem areas, which is like mostly my body. And I've been reading up on nutrition and trying to be more cognizant of what goes into my body. Here's something none of you wanted to know. If you've ever had artificial raspberry or vanilla flavoring, the active ingredient is called castoreum, and that can be harvested from the rectal secretions of a beaver's anus. Now, I have two questions. One, how did the guy find that out? Like, what was he doing when he discovered that beaver butt juice tastes good? And my second question is, from an evolutionary standpoint, how are beavers not extinct? Like, how does a species survive with no natural defenses and an ass that tastes like dessert? Anyway, that is my time. Thank you.
Violet Gray! Alrighty then. Our next comic has just called me the Michael Jordan of comedy. I'm sorry. She has called me the Michael B. Jordan of comedy. So there you go here. She has also been traveling around the country as a professional nerd for over 7 years, winning audiences around the country with her stand-up, sketch comedy, and nerd-prov. She also co-hosts a literary analysis podcast that covers the Song of Fire and of Ice and Fire series called Girls Gone Canon. Please welcome Chloe Ketchum!
Keep it going, you guys! Hello! What's up, MAGFest? How are we doing, guys? Yeah! I'm so glad I'm here. I'm sorry if I look sweaty. I played pinball for 2 hours. Anyone feeling that energy today? Yeah. My boyfriend was on the Baywatch one. I was on the Whirl, whatever. I was there. I'm excited to be here, you guys. I am in an all-chick 80s cover band. Right? You guys could cheer. It's like feminism or something, right? I don't know. We call ourselves a flock of Kegels. So I hope we're still together in like 20, 30, 40 years. Maybe change our names. We'll be like sexy punk rock grandmas. Something like, I don't know, sexual pension. I don't know. It's a working title. That pelvic floor is going to run so far away from us, you guys. So far. On the way here, I drove through Delaware. Has anyone had to drive through Delaware ever? Yeah. Not memorable, right? You're like $4 later. What happened? Delaware's claim to fame, I drove through there on the way here. I live in Philly. And their claim to fame is that they were the first state. I know, right? Holy shit. They're the first state. Their bumper stickers, there's the license plate holder things all say, like, we're the first state. And it's kind of like, duh, like, obviously, right? Like, I don't know, I don't want to, like, I know, pick on someone your own size, but Delaware, like, it's like America sat them down and was like, listen, Delaware, we've been meaning to tell you that you were a mistake. You know, like, you were there's 49 that are better than you. $4 fucking later, you guys. It's the worst. I did see a bumper sticker on the way here. I saw a bumper sticker, and it said, Jesus wins on it. It said, Jesus wins. And I'm a good recovering Catholic, you know, like I'm supposed to be. Yeah, woo, all that guilt. And I don't know, I don't want to sound pretentious, but it's kind of like the Game of Thrones books. Like, I've read the books, and that's not what happens to Jesus, you guys, in the books. It's not. Spoiler alert, even in the book to movie adaptation, Jesus dies at the end. That's just, Some say he didn't quite nail it in the end. I don't know. That wasn't for you, it was for me, okay? I feel like if you're driving through a state, Delaware, looking at you, and you can get 3 Christian rock stations or more at one time, that state automatically gets like fewer delegate votes. Just take them away. Just knock them out of the park. I do a lot of driving for work. I drive over the bridge to Jersey for work every day, and I listen to a lot of college radio. I don't know, I like college radio, really chill, right? I like that with college radio, you can always tell what DJs are smoking pot. Right? Yeah, like it's really obvious. You got like a guy that plays like 4 Steve Miller Band songs in a row, and you're like, he smoked a doobie before college radio came on. You know, he smoked. Then you get another guy and he plays like 3 hours straight of Ween, and you're like, I'm going to the station. That guy's smoking right now. I'm going up there. It's good. I'm not really a political comic. I'm pro-choice, free the vaginas, whatever. Yeah. But I'm not pro-noun. You guys, I'm not pro-noun. I don't like people, I don't like going places, and I hate doing things, right? None of that. Tell you more about me. Face down, ass up, that's the way I like to sleep. I'm a stomach sleeper. Yeah. You too? Yeah. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a superhero, right? My mom took me like for my first haircut where I got to have autonomy over like my body. She's like, what do you want? Hair guy's like, what do you want? And I'm like, I want to look like Wonder Woman from the animated TV show. I want to flip out at the bottom. He's like, okay, but what do you want? Like that doesn't, fucking adults, right? I don't know, they have the coolest costumes, the coolest powers, the coolest names. If I was a superhero, my name would probably be like, Wonder Why He Never Called Me Back Woman. No, it's just a joke, you guys. It's not like I said anal girl, okay? Like it's a lot different. I dated a really garbage guy. The last guy I dated before the one I'm with now. The one I'm with now, real good, like tops, peak, right? Like good for him. He's great. Like flosses, woo. Often, like woo. Good for him. Give him a round of applause, you guys. That's takes 1% effort to not be garbage, you know? This guy I dated, though, that was garbage, he wasn't like, he was a bad person, but he was good at things. Like, he was actually in the Super Bowl twice in a week on Madden for PS4. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I've heard that takes a lot of skill. A lot of skill. It was weird. We're not like, not to get gross, but like one day we were in bed and something weird came up. He was like, out of nowhere, punish me, babe, punish me. I'm like, okay. So I turned on the O'Reilly Factor. Greta Van Susteren came on right after, so did he. You know what I mean? Like it was, whew, out of there. I don't know, I like this guy I'm dating. He told me I was his big love last week, and I was like, is that a fat joke? Like, is that? I don't know. He's all right. We were long distance for like a year, which sucked. And I was kind of worried between those months, like, about the sex stuff, like, I don't know, like what if he gets down there, it's been so long, and there's like spider webs or mechanical failure, or like the walls, like in Star Wars, start closing in and there's a tentacle monster? Like, what is in there? I don't think we're ever gonna know. Yeah, woo, same, big mood. I don't know, I do love him a lot, I like him a lot. He's like the one that I'm gonna walk to remember, right? Like I'm gonna walk to remember his ass. You guys aren't catching on. So what I'm saying is, he knows. It's gonna be 3 a.m. Okay, it's gonna be 3 a.m. My mom is gonna call him, sobbing, weeping, wounded even, and she's gonna say, she's gone, she passed in the night. And then he's gonna go on to get so much sympathy pussy, like good, he deserves that. He is a good guy. Just want him to be happy, you know? So I'm gonna walk to remember his ass. I'm going out. Gentlemen, not you, sit down. We're all mostly adults here, right? Everyone an adult, good enough. I want to talk about when you'll know this phrase, whip it out. You guys know what I'm saying, when you whip it out. I think that when you do that, it's a very masculine moment, right? For guys, you're very vulnerable. I should have some respect for it when it comes out. I should regard it with like maybe a little fear. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. But every time you whip it out, I just want to take craft store googly eyes and just go, Maybe take a little Sharpie, draw a mustache on it. A little monocle, maybe a top hat. Let's get him fancy. You know, he's having a day. Little guy's big day out, you know, just boop. I think sex should be more like your driving record, right? It should be more like your driving record. Like 3 years, that shit's expunged. I didn't hit it. It's out. It's gone. Take it off there. It's not, but I think it should be. That was the point of that one. I too want to diet this year, just like Violet was talking about. I've been thinking about it, getting a little fluffy, you know, but I'm worried. I'm worried, you guys. You know that top roll? I think everyone probably has it right here. This guy. That guy. The little guy. Yeah. I'm worried that if I diet, I'm going to lose him. We've been together a while. And where am I going to put my bong when I'm watching Netflix on the couch, you guys? Am I just going to... Where does it go? I'm going to be walking around like that fucking mouse in Cinderella, you know, with like all the food, just like, I don't know. My mom like got me one of those knockoff Fitbits for Christmas because she doesn't believe in me. It's a knockoff. I just don't think it's going to happen. It's not the year. We'll try again and, you know, whatever. 20? I don't know what next year is. That one, we'll try it. It's crazy in technology. We have this phrase, you guys will know it, sexting. Sexy texting. That's a thing people I hear do. Never done it, not for me. Kind of, you know, like a fumble, break an ankle, we don't know. The pictures, right? The girls are like, the guys are like, it's a lot. I don't know, I think it's when like, so it's kind of like when a guy texts you, he's like, hey baby girl, what you doing? You text him back, you're like, thinking about you. No, I'm 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 thinking about you. No, you quit texting first. No, you quit texting. What is that called? Is that called lying? I think we should call that one lying instead, not sexting. I got one more for you guys before I get out of here. You guys are fun. Thanks so much, you guys, for coming out tonight. This is great, right? Yeah. If you haven't guessed, I'm a cat person. Guys, I am a cat person. It's not... Yeah, I mean, they're fine. It's just, as far as domesticated animals go, dogs are kind of full of themselves. They're privileged, right? They're privileged. Like, not every Sarah McLachlan song is about you. You know? Sometimes you just want to listen to Arms of an Angel alone with a box of wine on a Thursday night, right? And not think about those cleft palate puppies. You guys, I'm Chloe Ketchum. Give it up for Farad and Violet and Tommy and everyone you're going to see tonight. Thanks so much, MAGFest.
Chloe Ketchum! Alrighty. Let's get to our next comic here. Our next comic is stand-up by day, but by night he's Black Dad. He's traveled to over 30 countries entertaining the U.S. military since 1996. He's headlined shows from coast to coast, and internationally, he's been seen on Comics Unleashed with Byron Allen, Fusion, and MTV. Please welcome L.A. Hardy!
What's happening, black people, white people, and some unambiguous people who I can't figure out where y'all from. Where y'all at? What's happening? This is crazy. I'm really enjoying the energy you guys are putting out, because this is the first time I've ever been to a MAGFest or anything like a comic fest. And I didn't even know the rules. I didn't know what y'all was doing. I just know a lot of the cats that I see are people my friends used to beat up in high school. That's all I know. A lot of y'all look familiar. This is trippy, but it's been fun, man. I'm walking around, I'm seeing all kinds of weird, wild stuff, and I want to take pictures, and I found out you can't just take pictures of your asses. You gotta ask, or the nerds get mad and shit. And I'm like, you a nerd, dude. So what? You mad. What you gonna do? I am totally turned on by the women with them ears, though. Oh my God. That is so hot. I'm trying to think, am I gonna come harder if I'm banging her or less hard because of those ears? But the most important thing that's been going on in this thing is people are having fun and enjoying themselves with everything that they're seeing, and the music is off the chain. That's one thing that brings us together, don't you think? Music. Doesn't matter who you are, music brings us together. When I was growing up, it was rock and roll. Then it became R&B. Now it's hip hop done ate all the music. And I love hip hop. But I love the old stuff. The new stuff, I can't even understand what the hell they talking about. I first heard Migos, I thought that was one dude. I didn't know it was three guys. Thought that was one dude. And what they singing about? Stir fry. Why they singing about cooking? I don't know what the hell they talking about. I like old school hip hop and R&B. The kind of stuff where you understood what they were saying. It was about the party. It was like 2 years ago. A friend of mine asked me to say some MC rhyme. So I said this rhyme I'm about to say. The rhyme was Mecca and then it went this way. Took a test to become an MC. And Orange Crush became amazed at me. So Larry put me inside. The cat, the lat. The stroker drove off and we never came back. Then Dave cut the record down to the bone. And now they got me rapping on the microphone because we're talking autographs. Cheers and laughs. Champagne, caviar, and bubble bath. You see, that's the life that I lead, and you sucker MCs are VIP, so take that, move back, catch a heart attack, because there's nothing in the world that run a lover like a cold chill at a party in a b-boy stance, and rap on the mic and make the girls wanna dance, fly like a dove, comes up above, I'm rapping to the rhythm, you can call me L Love. That's how we used to do it. Back in the day, it was about fun. It was like, don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying just to get some head. That's the remix. That's the remix. That's the remix. Everybody here is so freaking smart, man. You guys are freaking smart. I wish I'd have went to school. I'm not that smart. You guys are gonna run the world, man. Vote. Get out and do some things to change it. You are gonna run the fucking world. And I can't wait. Because I hope when you start to run the world and you run for office, I hope you wear your cosplay. I think we need a president with a codpiece, don't you think? That's what I was thinking. And I'm thinking Congress should look like the Justice League and the Avengers, all with the costumes and shit. And get Deadpool to be the Secretary of State. Kratos, you know he just gonna be an asshole. He just gonna be an asshole. How you doing, love? I love that laugh of yours. That is so hot. No, don't hide that. Because the whole time I was in the back, I kept hearing you laugh, and I'm thinking, if I was fucking her and she was laughing, would that laugh make me come harder or not come at all? I'll tear that shit up, girl. I don't care. I'll tear that shit up. Just for the story. Just for the story. Nobody's ever gonna believe I did this. Nobody. There's a dude, you're sitting there with a mask on your face. What the fuck? That is so cool. I don't know why, but it's just cool. I guess marijuana's a motherfucker. You wanna make sure the smoke stays right there in your face. Dudes, I didn't even know there was 3-4 rooms where you could just game for 24 hours. Here, I didn't know, no one told me. I don't know anybody here. Some of y'all ain't that damn friendly. You see somebody like me, you think I'm somebody's fucking dad. That's why I'm here. I'm just here to pick up kids. That's why I'm here. I'm not here to pick up kids. I'm here to have some fun. Wish I'd have brought them damn mushrooms now. Because this shit is amazing. I saw a chick out there with feathers. I was fucked up. At least I thought it was feathers. I'm not sure if it was actually feathers. Like to have fun, have a good time, man. You guys like to have a good time, have fun? Yeah. Some of y'all I recognize. Some of y'all look like my kids. Some of y'all look like my kids. And I don't like my kids, so. Kids are fuckers these days. I don't know if you know. They're fuckers. I wanted to bring my son to come to this, man. He's 13. He didn't even want to come. He's a fucker. Who wouldn't want to come and do this and hang out with y'all? What's up, girl? Purple hair? Hell yeah. As soon as I saw you, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I want to hook up with a chick with all kind of crazy shit like that going on. Stuff coming out of her face and whatever, man. It don't matter. How old are you? Not picking, just asking. How old are you? 21. I knew it. 21. I could smell it. When you're 21, you know what the coochie smells like? Febreze. That's what that is. It's flowers. It's awesome. If there were some older women in here who know what it would smell like, yeah, Arm & Hammer. That's what that would be. It's a whole different thing. Some of you are enjoying this, and some of you are wondering, am I at the right fucking show? That's what I want to know. Always have fun everywhere I go. Before I go any further, how about a nice round of applause for our U.S. servicemen and women overseas? Let's give it up for our troops. Yes. Yes. I bring it up every show because I've had the honor and the privilege to go to more than 30 countries throughout the world entertaining our troops. If any of you were veterans or are thinking about getting in, one love to our veterans and our people that we got out there, because freedom ain't free and we got the best fighting force in the world, and I believe that and I mean it. So whatever side of the aisle you voting on don't matter. It's the men and women that are doing the job so we can do stuff like this that are important. So, but thank y'all for coming out, man. I'm having a blast. I'm enjoying myself. After this is over, I'm gonna go smoke some weed or something. Fuck y'all, that's hilarious. I don't care if y'all laugh. That's hilarious. I don't care, man. I ain't sitting in my room watching TV. I ain't doing none of that, man. Because normally I would be, though. It's a Friday night. I'd be watching my favorite show, Naked and Afraid. Love that show, man. You watch the show, bro? You do or no? No, are you familiar with the show? Dude, it's an awesome show. I love this show. If you're not familiar with the show, what they do is they take two people, usually it's a man and a woman, they put them on an island or someplace remote like Florida, and they have to survive with no water, no food. Only thing they got is a fire stick, something to make fire with, and a knife. And I love this because there ain't that many black people on the show, because we figure we already did that shit. Plus the fact I like it because there's a lot of white people on the show, and that's how I like to see my white people, naked and afraid. That's pretty much how I like that to go down. Fuck y'all, that's hilarious. I don't care. I don't care. Some of y'all are taking this way too seriously, you know. We've got to leave. The Negro's being mean. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm gonna leave y'all with one last thing, man, on the serious tip. I don't mean to bring the show down or nothing, but I got to bring it up. And as a black man in America, we got to do something about cops killing brothers in these streets, man. On the for real side. It's gone way too far. We need your help. We need everybody's help. We all in this together. We are Americans. Sometimes we got to agree to disagree, but this is something we got to disagree on. We got to agree on. We got to do something about cops killing brothers. Now, I'm not saying go out here and start burning down houses, burning down something, and tearing people up. What I'm saying is, and this is for us brothers, this is something we can do for ourselves. Bro, I see you out there. From now on, let's say you ride around D.C., you don't just ride around by yourself no more. You put a puppy backseat of your car. I'm not talking about no Rottweiler, no pit bull, no big-ass dog. I'm talking about a little, piece of Shih Tzu, one of them little dogs like Benji, look like you could dry your windows with it or something, You put him in the backseat of your car. You driving, woo, woo, woo. You see the police right behind you. Grab that dog, put him in your lap. Pull over, comply. Cop walks up to your car, he got his hand on his gun, you don't know what's gonna happen. He's scared, you scared. He starts talking, asking you questions. In the middle of him asking you questions, bang, gun goes off, kills the dog. White people will lose their fucking minds and this shit will stop tomorrow. I'm L.A. Hardy, thank you for having me.
L.A. Hardy! Okay, we reached the halfway. We've reached the halfway point of the stand-up showcase, but I just want to remind you to give us a review on the MAGFest guidebook on your phone, if you haven't already, so that we can bring this show back for future MAGFests. We really want to make sure that we bring this back for MAGFest 2020. So let's give it up for MAGFest for supporting live comedy here. And give it up for yourself. This is Saturday night at MAGFest. You decided to go to a comedy show instead of the concerts or the video games or anything like that. Give yourselves a round of applause. That's just fantastic. Alrighty. Our next comic is from New York City. All right. where he was a hip-hop artist as well as a radio personality for decades. He has performed comedy all over the city, and he is also the host of the No Good Struggle podcast. So please welcome Justin Struggle McDonald!
What's up, you beautiful people? You guys having fun? You guys probably saw me walking around here before not knowing what the fuck was going on. It's my first time ever to anything like this. Should have brought my son, he would have fucking loved it, all right? What's the new thing everybody's doing now? Netflix and chill, right? I'm a little bit older. My generation had something similar. It was called DVD and HPV. Some of you guys know about it, some of you may have it. My parents had it worse. It was 8-track and AIDS. Yeah. So I'm from New York, and do you know in New York, if you're privately masturbating in a public bathroom, it's a crime? I just found out recently while I was drunk. Problem was I was so drunk when they got the handcuffs on, I thought it was foreplay, so my natural instinct was to scream, "Now choke me!" It was NYPD, so they did. Besides a couple bumps and bruises, pretty much a good night. You would have thought by then I figured out, maybe I have a drinking problem and I should stop. Nah, not me. I was going out with my friends one night. I'm gonna go out and have a couple beers. So I'm catching a little buzz. I'm like, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start giving out free massages. Who does that, right? It's like $50 an hour for a massage. Problem was, wasn't out with my friends at all. I was at my neighbor's house. It was his party. It was his wife I was massaging, and I wasn't invited to this party. Playing Frisbee with my son recently, and we're outside. He throws it a little high, ends up on the roof. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go grab the ladder. Get to my shed, no ladder. I do some investigating. Now, my in-laws are from Mexico, so they heard about this wall that might allegedly be being built, right? So I started stockpiling ladders. When I reached them, I'm like, listen, guys, haven't you seen like the intricate tunnel system that the Mexicans have already built, like under the wall if there is one? So before I got home, all my fucking shovels were missing. I know what you guys are thinking. Justin McDonald. That's the whitest name on the planet. But goddamn, is that a good-looking Puerto Rican up there? Like I said, my wife's Latina. She had never dated a white boy before. So when we first started dating, she honestly thought I was Puerto Rican. You would have thought like the shamrocks around the wrist would have been a dead giveaway that I'm probably not Puerto Rican. No, she just thought I was a lucky Puerto Rican. It was a good thing because I kept running out of shit that I could say on the Spanish menu that I could understand. You can only ask for empanadas so many times before they start to catch on that maybe you don't speak Spanish. Bought a house recently, this year. No, don't clap for me. I bought a house in New York, okay? I'm stuck in that hellhole for the next 30 years. I'm praying that global warming is real, and eventually I end up with like waterfront property, and my house be worth what it should actually be worth. When we bought the house, we were shopping around for a while, it took a while, and I finally got what every man wants. I got the man cave, right? So we move in, I got some friends over. My friends look around like, wow, that's a really nice man cave, but what the fuck is that? I'm like, what? It's a picture of me and my wife. He was like, yeah. Why do you have a picture of you and your wife in the man cave? I was like, to remind me why I have a fucking man cave. What do you think? It's not like it's a real man cave. She pops in there every night because this is where we smoke weed. So I'll be in there writing jokes. She'll pop in. She'll be like, hey, all innocently. Hey, what are you doing? Nothing, I'm writing jokes. Why, what's up? Oh, okay, she'll come in, she'll sit down, and the first thing she goes to do is grab the remote. I'm like, whoa. There's 20 other TVs in this house, okay? If I wanted to watch The Real Housewives of Riverhead Trailer Park Edition, I'd be in the living room with you. Matter of fact, if it was up to me, I'd build a bathroom in here. Next time I left, my son would be 16 years old, he'd be driving. I'd be sporting a full beard. I'd be like that uncle that never left your grandparents' house because he thought he was gonna make it with his shitty band, right? You walk into his room, it smells like cigarettes and sorrow. So does my man cave. I got a 9-month-old at home. Yeah. Now I don't get to retire at 55. It's awesome. Thanks. My wife decided to tell me that she's pregnant while we're on vacation. I'm in my little happy spot. I'm out fishing. She runs out of the bathroom one day while I'm sitting in the cabin. She runs out with the pee stick, doing this, getting pee all over the counter, piss on my face. Guess she didn't realize I didn't like golden showers, right? So she's like, oh my God, we're pregnant. Now, we have been trying for 5 years. So I just assumed I smoked so much weed that my soldiers didn't soldier anymore, right? I'm not gonna tell her because we've been fucking, right? I'm not gonna tell her, I'm just gonna let her know. She runs out and she's like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I'm like, oh, that's great. And she's like, what's the matter? Aren't you happy? I'm like, yeah. You know, we already have one. I really don't like him. So why the fuck did we try again? Had I known 9 months later that a blonde hair, blue-eyed baby would have came out, I would have started looking for the father then. My wife's Mexican. Me, who knows what the fuck I am. But nobody's got blue eyes, all right? Anybody else here got a friend that sells crack? Out of a tree? Yeah. Go by my friend's house the other day, sitting up in the fucking tree. He's like, psst, psst. What the fuck are you doing up there? He's got a little bucket on a rope. Put the money in the basket. Fucking guy. I love the guy, but he's funny as hell. He's from St. Louis, and so he's got a real deep voice like Barry White, and he's got this crazy accent. And we're in the middle of New York, and you can tell. This guy decides one day he's gonna go out and he's gonna rob the local fucking gas station. How does he do it? Like this. Give me your money, motherfucker. And then comes back 2 hours later and buys 40s from the same spot. And then wonders how he got arrested. My son's gonna be a very successful kid because I follow the one main rule when you're trying to raise a successful kid. Be a terrible father. That's every success story child. They tell you, oh, my fucking parents sucked, they weren't around, this and that, they're all successful. So that's what I'm doing. Not going to no basketball games, not showing up to soccer. If I do, I'm drunk. Cursing out the referee. Fuck you, that wasn't a goal. I'm a bit of a nerd, if you guys couldn't tell by looking at me. Star Wars geek, since I was real young. And I was so bad with it that I used to practice force choking people. Let me tell you something, 30 years later, still doesn't fucking work. Which just leads me to believe another thing my parents lied to me about. Practice makes perfect. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. How come I can't force choke anybody then? Got on this new diet recently, and I'm not gonna tell you guys about it because it's a fucking crazy diet, because I used to play basketball, I used to be able to dunk a basketball. I know that's hard to believe because now I look like a basketball, and I sit in Dunkin' Donuts dunking donuts. So I'm on this diet, and it sucks. So I said, fuck it. My dad had great expectations for me as a kid, so much so that he left me in the middle of the Adirondack Mountains, 600 miles away from my home. Yeah, it was great. Oh, I loved it. Nothing better. Middle of the fucking winter. Don't worry, kid, you'll be fine, right? Luckily for me, where I was at upstate in New York, there's only about 100 people, and cousin fucking is normal, right? So any place that cousin fucking is normal and doing this to your belly button is flirting, I'll be okay. I ended up shacking up with a girl. And the worst part about this is, there's only one black kid in this town. And the parents had the audacity to name him fucking Kelly. Okay? You named him fucking Kelly. There's no police in this town at all. It took the state troopers 3 weeks to find me after my mother called. I'm there playing basketball, and who does the state trooper go up to? Kelly. Hey, Kelly, get over here. Where's that Justin kid? Right there. Fuck you, Kelly, man. What the fuck? You don't know about the code of the streets? No snitching, asshole. All right, you guys have been great. My name's Justin McDonald.
Justin McDonald! Alrighty, let's keep this rolling. Our feature comic is a Baltimore native, and he is also a shining beacon of wit, intrigue, and moral decay. He's open for such notables as Hal Sparks, Ari Shaffir, and the original Cheerios Bee. If you can also hear him on the Laugh Finder podcast too. So please welcome Brian Preston.
Ahoy hoy. Folks, when I have you all here, I just want to do one thing just from Jump Street before I get into the legitimate jokey joke part of this. Guys, just if you see me just around at the convention after the show, just know I'm not going to respond to, "Hey, shitty Aquaman." I get it. I have mirrors. I look in them all the time. I know. I'm not shitty Aquaman. This is just what I look like. Also, that goes double for "Hey, shitty Moana" or Maui. Also, that makes me feel fat. So let's not do it. While we're on the topic, don't ask me if I'm Samoan. I get it. I'm not Samoan. I've only been Samoan once in my life. Do we have any wrestling fans here? Okay, then for the four of you, I'm going to tell the story. The rest of you just pretend to be interested. But no, this is a true. Okay, so there's this one wrestler, Rikishi. I don't know if you guys remember. You guys remember Rikishi? So I'm at an independent wrestling show. Me and one of the comics on here. He comes up after. He's like, "Hey, Samoa brother," and I was just like, "Samoa brother." It's fine. Also, I have to do the second one. I really should not have to do the second one. Just again, we're in the disclaimer part of the show here. I'm also not a Dothraki from the hit HBO series Game of Thrones. It is a fictional TV show. I'm sorry that you have to find out that dragons aren't real like this. It's okay. I do actually have a Game of Thrones themed sex move, though. I call it the White Walker. And that is when I politely ask a white woman to leave. It is I have got a lot of stuff to do after this, Karen. That may hit a tone with some of you. I don't know. And that's okay. It's also a lot of look, I really like you, my roommate. I know he's a cat. This is his house, too. He wants you out of here. It's cool. I don't know. When I don't do this, I teach English in Baltimore City, which you're right not to react in any way to that, just by the way. Hey, thanks, buddy. It's cool. No, my students always ask me the worst questions. They're like, "Hey, Mr. Preston, do you smoke weed?" And I'll just be like, "What? Why the fuck do you think I'm not screaming at you right now, Jardavian?" That's literally all that I do when I'm not here. If you read any of your papers, you would know why. I had a student hand me a paper last year, and I shit you not, they spelled the word outcast with a capital K. They were just like, "I'm sorry, Mr. Preston, I am for real." You guys got it. That's a popular song. No, it's weird. I shit you not. They also, all right, this is real. One of my students one year was actually named Jihad Ali. And I was just like, was shit weird when your family first moved here from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? This is the one place that joke kills. They're like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out's very rare. Anyway, no. I don't know. I'm from, it's one of those things. I'm going to do a little Baltimore stuff here now. Is anyone else here from Baltimore? Okay, none of us should be that. Well, it's late enough that we're all enthusiastic about it. No. It's fucked up because we're always because we're always self-conscious about stuff. We're like, "No, Baltimore, we're not The Wire. We're not like that." And then here's the thing, though. Baltimore is I've been all around this great, stupid planet of ours, and Baltimore is literally the only place on planet Earth where I have left a house and accidentally purchased crack cocaine. That shouldn't be possible. Here's what happened. Here's my friends. They're like, hey, Brian, you're obviously the tough one. And I'm like, well, we do go to an all-boys school. This is weird, but no. And so they're like, Brian, here's what you can just go on that street corner, get some weed. And so I go out there, standing out there, guy's like, hey, what are you looking for, man? And I'm just like, I'm looking for 20. And he hands me some crack. And then I'm like, oh shit, he didn't give me a receipt. I can't return this crack. And so I go and I get back to my friend's house, and they're like, Brian, what happened? I was like, well, whoopsie doodle. Apparently, I have bought $20 in crack cocaine. And that was the night we all smoked crack. Wasn't great. I don't know. Do you guys have hopes and dreams and shit? Some of you, especially you over there, you have dreams enough for all of us. Here's my main hope and dream. We're at a gaming. Here's what I want. I want like enough money. I just want to like someday I want to live in an exact replica of the mansion from fucking Resident Evil, the video game. Right? My ideal is like my kids will just wake up one day and they'll be like, hey, Dad, can we have breakfast? And I'll be like, I don't know, son. Did you find the blue manticore crest that unlocks the kitchen? And then when he's like, no, then I'll be like, well, I guess we can't have any fucking breakfast. Also, there's acid rounds in the planter. It's weird. I don't know. I do love video games. One of my big things though is like I think like the worst video game like world to live in would just be Legend of Zelda, just because like you'd be there and be like, no, don't worry, a true hero is gonna come. He's gonna save all of us. He's over there, and then you're gonna be like, is it the kid that's beating up chickens? That's the fucking, okay, cool, I don't know, Hail Pig God. I guess. It's weird. I don't know, I do. Also, that's the other thing. We're at MAGFest, I don't know, we're here to get fucked up, right? We like to, anyone? Okay, I've got 8 people in a room full of liars. That's fine. I don't know. I think weed's like too good these days. I really like, here's why, folks. I'm just gonna level with you where we've made a connection. I wouldn't lie to you, room of strangers. I shit you not. I actually had some weed not too long ago that was so good that I thought my house was haunted for 3 weeks. And then what turns out though, what the ghost was actually. I live in the little row house. I have thin wall. It was apparently what I thought were ghosts were my 80-year-old next door neighbor banging on the walls because I was high as shit yelling at ghosts at 2 in the morning. I was like, oh no, it's just great. He's the predeceased. That's fine. No, I also realized I was an alcoholic recently. In a fun way, not in a. Don't be concerned. You guys should laugh at this. It's gonna be fun. No, the first thing that tipped me off is I was watching Marvel's The Defenders on Netflix, and they make a joke about the character Jessica Jones. Someone is like, "Hey Jessica, why don't you go why don't you go have a drink or 5?" And I hear that, and I ask my friends, I'm like, "Is 5 drinks a lot of drinks?" And they were like, "I wish you wouldn't ask me that when you're driving, Brian." And I was like, you drive like a bitch, Steve. And no, the other thing that made me realize I do this cute thing. I came with term. I do this thing where I go out and I drink, and then I wake up and it's the next day and I'm sleeping in my clothes, and I call it blacking out. I've created the term for it. It's one of those it's a Brian invention, and just you guys could feel free to use it. But no, so it's one of my 20s. I would go and I blind people would be like, Brian, do you remember what you did last night? I'd be like, what are we talking about? And then there's like, you're an absolute goddamn maniac. You got butt-ass naked. You gave someone a fucking stone-cold stunner. It was a bit absurd and a little arousing. And I was like, okay, but now I'm in my 30s and shit, which is actually, I'm 37. Actually, here's my secret, everybody. Just people are always like, Brian, I don't get how you're so. Here's my secret. Just have one black parent. That's the secret. I'm a black Dracula. I'm a daywalker. But anyway, that's also you can be president if you do. Anyway, But no, so anyway, it's like my 20s, I'd be like, oh, man. And now in my 30s, when I get up, I wake up the next morning, I'll be like, oh my God, Brian, you absolute madman, what did you do last night? And I'll be like, oh no, you vacuumed your whole fucking house. You also took some very adorable pictures with your cat and put them on Instagram. Even though he is a little tyrant who kicked out Karen, that's fine. And then, I have a flip phone, so I go to check that. And actually, here's a fun, I would ask who else has flip phones, but I know it's just me. And no, it's cool though, is I like to pretend my flip phone is just like I just like to pretend it's like an iPhone 10 would be, just like had we lost the Cold War. So I go and I wake up in terror and I'll just be like, oh no, Brian, what did you do? Did you text one of your ex-girlfriends? I'm like, oh no, and I go and I open the flip phone. It's like, you paid your electric bill. Also, you sent a dick pic to Comcast. And you used one of their remotes for scale. Everyone who laughed at that joke has truly lived. The Comcast remote control is the gold standard for measuring your penis. It's relative. I don't know, I make smaller ones. I sell them on Etsy. It's fine. It's all good. I don't know. Do you guys like motion pictures? Do you like the movies? I don't know, man. It's one of those things, like, I'm a big movie guy. I fucking love going to the movies. I think it's like there's one thing, it's just like there's certain experiences, that you would never be able to get outside of just like at the fucking Cineplex, like one of the best moments of do you guys see the movie Get Out? No, because like one of my best moments was just like trying to make awkward eye contact with older white people after Get Out. And then just whispering like, not this time, motherfucker. Just at them. It's where, it's also a big thing, we can tell like we have like mutual experiences, it's a good way to connect with people, I always like, you can just feel shit. Oh, cool. And like, it's people are always like, hey, no, this movie ruined my childhood. And I'll just be like, it was a 2-hour movie. You had a shitty childhood, Fred. I think movies can like save a lot of shit. I think they can really help people. I think they can, guys, you know what, MAGFest? I'm going to break it down for you a second. There might be some racial tension in America. I know. You heard dragons weren't real and racism still exists in the last 12 minutes. I get that's a lot to digest. No. Here's the thing, though. Movies are the solution. Here's my idea. I think what we need right now to start the healing, I think we just need another Nutty Professor movie. Just Nutty Professor 3, Black Lives Fatter. It's just a quality joke, folks. And I'll leave you with this. This is my big idea for just a $1 billion movie franchise. Okay, because people love movies based on true stories, right? So here's my idea, okay? It takes place in Baltimore, because Baltimore, many things. We're also like the dick and ball transplant specialists just on planet Earth, like Johns Hopkins Hospital. So this is based on a true story, right? In the movie, the first 10 minutes, right, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson gets his dick and balls just totally fucking blown off, right? IED, so we're watching the movie, right? 10 minutes in, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, no dick, right? I know, you're already intrigued. You want to watch this movie. Here's the twist, though. Kevin Hart plays his new dick. You guys have been fantastic. Get the fuck out of here. I'll see you guys in the blah, blah, blah.
Brian Preston! Alrighty. We have one more stand-up comedian before we get to our musical act. So let's get started with our stand-up comedy headliner. Our headliner performs around the country. He is also the DM of your fourth favorite D&D podcast, Lost in the Multiverse, and the star of the popular web series, Neighborhood Watchmen. So please welcome Dash Kwiatkowski!
Thank you. You had to wait till everyone else stopped making noise, huh? Cool. Hello, hi. Real tired? Perfect. That's what I was hoping. I'm very happy to be here. I do a lot of traveling. I went to Portland recently. Okay. There's a place in Portland called the Sloth Center where you can pet sloths. You can pet sloths. So I went to the Sloth Center, and I was petting the sloth, and I asked the lady, I was like, could I hold one? Can I hold a sloth? And the lady was like, oh no. See, we used to let people hold the sloths, but we had to stop because the sloths kept dying. It's like, well, were people just fucking squeezing them or what? And she said, no, it wasn't that. It was the stress. What does that mean? And she said, well, I don't know if you knew this, but sloths are the one mammal without the will to live. So when they get stressed out, they just die. First of all, same. Second of all, how fucking chill are sloths? Are you kidding me? Can you even imagine? Like, oh, can I help you move this weekend? See, I would, but I don't want to die. What happened to Jeremy? Like, oh yeah, he had a big project due at work, and his in-laws were in town. You know how that's like, so he's no longer with us. Can you imagine like a sloth fairy tale? It's like, once upon a time, there was a magical sloth kingdom with a beautiful sloth princess, and she was kidnapped by a dragon. So the bravest sloth knight in the land, it's too much pressure for him, and he died. King and Queen sloth, super bummed out. They also died. Well, see, the princess sloth, you know, she died immediately, right when the dragon got her. She was gone. And all the sloths in the land lived happily ever. Just kidding, they died. And then whatever sloth child you're reading that story to keels over and dies. All right. Start with animal death. Here we go. You got a very noticeable laugh, miss. I don't know if anyone is... Are you a furry? No. Hey, shut up. Hold on. No, furries are dope. And first of all, imagine Nazis existing and being mad at furries. You know what I mean? Like, imagine giving two shits about how people live and fuck. Now, like, is that why the laugh, or is that how you figured it out? All right. Well, I support you, and you're... Huh? You're trying not to snort. I say snort. I feel like... Snort away is my... Well, let's not... Hold on. No, this has become a weird peer pressure situation that I, for one, am uncomfortable with. I am a queer boy. I am a queer... Okay, sure. All right. Okay, cool. I like boys and girls and people who aren't either one of those things sometimes. Sure. What that's called in the community, if you didn't know, if you sort of like everybody, that's called being very available, is what it's. Wink, 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 wink. Wink, 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 wink. Wink, wink, wink. I say bi sometimes. I don't like bi. I feel like bi implies a duality that I don't believe in. I say it because it is better than saying what I actually am, which is pansexual, because hot shit do you sound like the worst if you say pansexual out loud. There's only two worst words you can put next to sexual, and they are sapio and predator. Those are the only worst ones. Doesn't it sound like I'm identifying as like a magical flying boy in green tights a little bit? Or like a goat man who lives in a maze, right? It's like, hello, I'm pansexual. Oh, these are just my Peruvian flutes. Don't worry about those. You might have heard them whilst receiving a massage. Hello, I'm pansexual. Turn-ons include you solving my riddles, right? You not solving my riddles, huh? And then just mazes. Love mazes. It's not even it's not, it's you go, okay, pan means all. If you tell someone your sexuality is all, they're like, oh, so like animals? Like, no. Humans, right? And they're like, oh, so like kids? Like, ooh, wrong again. All adults, all consenting adults. Like, oh, like even ugly ones? Like, only cute ones. Only... Cute's kind of the only important thing, I feel. I'm like, oh, so like animals. You're like, I'm bi, is what I am. Grew up in the 90s. I'm a fan of the Transformers. If you know, all right. Here's what's better than the Transformers. Decepticon decals on shitty rundown cars. I feel... Because Decepticons were badass, right? Decepticons were like tanks and helicopters. I like to imagine that the shitty cars were also Decepticons. And they're at a meeting like, hey, everyone, this, Starscream, he's a fighter jet. This is Steve. He's a 91 Ford Taurus. One of Steve's doors doesn't match the rest of them. Be nice, he's self-conscious about that. And Megatron is just like, Steve, you have anything to add? And he's like, my check engine light won't shut off. I feel like that episode just ends with Megatron trying to sell Steve on Craigslist. But Steve won't sell, so now he just drives for Lyft. That hit close to home for some of you. I used to drive for Lyft. When I lived in San Francisco, I drove for Lyft, and I want to tell you about two people who got into my car, not at the same time. These are two stories. Here we go. I was driving, and a guy got in my car, and he explained the entirety of the coffee industry to me. I did not ask. Guess his race. It was white. And at the end of it was actually interesting, and I was like, hey, that's actually really cool. I didn't know any of that. And he was like, yeah, well, there's a lot to chew on in coffee. And I said, well, not if you make it right. And he said, what? And I was like, well, because you said there's a lot to chew on in coffee. He's like, yeah, it's a very complicated industry. And I was like, no, for sure, I got what you said. Which, because if you took what I said literally, and he's like, I don't follow. And the rest of that ride was silence. And then the other guy, this is important. Right when Trump won, I was like, I should own a baseball bat. So I bought a baseball bat, and I put it in the trunk of my car, and I forgot about it. And one time, a white man in a business suit with some suitcases got in my car, and he puts a suitcase in the trunk, and he sits down, and he closes the door, and there's a beat, and he's like, oh, you play baseball? And I was like, no, what? And he's like, you don't play baseball? I was like, do I look like I play baseball? And he's like, you got a baseball bat in your trunk. I was like, oh yeah, that's for Nazis. The rest of that ride, also silence. I feel like we can all agree that if you stop fucking somebody, you have to delete the nudes you have of them. I think that's true. Because like, first of all, if you don't get to see someone naked in real life, you don't get to see them naked digital. But second of all, what the fuck are you doing? Do you know what's better than grainy pictures of literally anyone I've ever slept with is actual porn? What? You have better options. They exist. I don't know. I feel like cell phone nudes are sort of like when a kid makes you macaroni art. You know? Or you have to be like, yeah, this is what I wanted. This is my preferred version of this thing that you've given me. This goes on the fridge, is where... I don't know, like, I'm a pretty good cook, and if someone gave you the choice, like, hey, do you want Dash to cook for you or Chef Gordon Ramsay, and you pick me, go to jail. What are you doing? Like, would you rather watch me do this right now or John Mulaney? Don't answer. It's me. Make me feel bad. I'm a big fan of animals in general. I like dogs a lot. I'm sort of a cat crowd, huh? Neither one? Perfect. I will say this. I was going to tell a different. I'm segueing into a different. Do you know what the hardest part about being queer in America is right now? Is if you're allergic to cats. Because fucking everyone has a goddamn cat. My boyfriend moved in with me. He has a cat. I can no longer breathe. I'm not allowed any longer to breathe. And then also, I grew up with dogs. I don't know cats. I don't know. They didn't know. Did you know that in the mouth of every cat is sin? Did you know that? Is just the worst, horrible. He's like, oh, put this fun thing on your finger and the cat will lick it off. And I was like, that sounds fun. I've been licked by animals before. Surely this won't be a horrible, traumatic experience. Anyway, cats' mouths are war crimes, and that's my stance. Dash 2020. Let's talk about dogs. I like dogs. I was walking down the street and I saw a dog and I said the thing that I always say when I see a dog on the street. I said, hey, what a good dog. I think that's fair. But the owner disagreed with me and he said, no, this is a bad dog. That's thank you. But also he said it as if they had been arguing about it all day, right? So what am I supposed to do with this new information? You know? I don't know. I always take the dog side in any sort of dog-human conflict. I treat dogs the way old white people treat police brutality. You know what I mean? Or you could be like, hey, this dog bit me. And I'd be like, yeah, but what did you do? I'm gonna tell you all a story, and then we're gonna bring your headliner up. I'm a depression boy. I'm one of those. Hooray! That's cool. None of you. Perfect. No, it's too late now. One time, right after college, it got very, very bad, and I was like, I was on the edge. I was over the edge. I was like, I'm done. I'm actually done. And I had a bottle of alcohol, and I had a bottle of pills. And before you get too uncomfortable, don't worry, I didn't end up killing myself, you guys. Yeah, you know how this one ends already. Based on context clues. I said that once, and this is breaking. I said that once, and a guy in the audience was like, no, we don't. Like I had been a ghost the whole time. Which would have been a very cool comedy show. But I had a little voice in my head. This is where this lives now. I had a little voice in my head that was like, call a hotline. So I did. I called a hotline, and the guy picked up, and we're all getting through it. Oh, it's this one. I fixed it. I called the hotline, and the guy picked up, and he's like, hey, how's it going? Bad. I'm calling you. Oh, hey, Farad. I fixed it.
Oh, you fixed it?
This isn't messing with the momentum of this joke at all, so don't even worry about that. And I said, it's going bad. I'm calling you on the phone. And he's like, all right, buddy, what's your name? And I was like, yeah, I was really hoping that I could stay anonymous. I didn't want to share my name. And he was like, hey, if I don't get your name, I don't get funding. I will hang up on you. What is your name? And I was like, why are you yelling at me? I'm sad. And I told him, and he's like, all right, Dash, where you calling from? And I was like, is this a fucking radio show, dog? What are we doing? And I opened up to him, and I told him I feel trapped in my life. I feel like I can't change the things I'm unhappy with. I feel like nobody really gives a shit, but I feel like I don't really give a shit anymore. And I opened up to him for like 3 minutes before he cut me off. And he's like, all right, well, we like to move things along over here. So I'm going to get off the phone with you. But before I go, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being you will absolutely kill yourself when you get off the phone, and 5 being you'll, I don't know, think about it, where would you say you are? And I was like, yeah, I don't know, man, like a 3 probably. And he's like, great, and he hung up the phone. And that is objectively the funniest thing that's ever happened to me. Are you kidding? And I was laughing and crying and laughing to the point where I'm like, I can't go out on that note. That's way too funny. And I realized that I don't think that like a kind, empathetic person could have talked me off that ledge. You know what I mean? I needed that asshole. You know? I don't know. I like to think that he meant well. You know what I mean? He's just kind of cruising through life, not knowing he's ruining everything, right? Like, I think like tonight, he's on a date at like a very nice restaurant, sitting across from like a beautiful young woman, and he's just staring at her lovingly, and he's like, all right, moving along, we're gonna get out of here, what are we doing? So they leave, and they're walking through the park, and suddenly she realizes it's the park where they met, and she remembers that like it was yesterday. He'd just come up to her and been like, what's your name? I gotta know where you're from. And she's so caught up in nostalgia, she doesn't even realize he's gotten down on one knee. And he just looks up at her, and he opens that box, and he's like, all right, on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being you do not want to marry me, and 5 being you'll, I don't know, think about it. And she just looks up at him, and she's like, I don't know, man, probably like a 3. Hey, that's my whole thing that I'm doing just now. I'm Dash, thank you. Really stuck that landing. Hey, after this show, myself and your headliners are gonna be at Rock Island. Do y'all know where that is? We're gonna be signing shirts and CDs and stuff. My shirt has a sloth on it. If you wanna, yeah, no, you can come buy one from me if you want. Yeah, y'all ready for your headlining act, for the headliner of this show? Yeah. I love these guys very much. They're some of my best friends. We drove down here together, and I don't hate them, which that's saying something. They just had an EP come out called Geek Friend Experience. You might know them from their work with The Living Tombstone. They're very, very funny. Give it up for Sam and Bill.
This is gonna take a sec.
Here, I'll help you with that.
There we go. Okay.
All right, I don't think I can make that higher, but I think that's probably okay for you.
Okay, well that's fine.
Yep, it's not gonna go.
It'll be. We're good. I'll power stance it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
There we go. This is the tuning portion of the comedy show.
Good note. Music's gonna start in just a second. It's gonna be great, and here it starts.
Some people folk for the money. Some people folk for the fame. Some people folk for the story. The story is never the same. Some people got folk by their uncle, and some never folk at all. They never even whip out their instruments. They're scared that it's far too small. But if you folk me and I folk you, then we can make it last. If I finger your chords in perfect form, we'll have a finger blast. I wanna folk your mouth while you play with yourself. I wanna folk you till my doctor says it's damaging my health. I wanna folk all night. And then I'm gonna come on your tits.
We're Sam and Bill. How's it going?
Yay! How is that sounding, by the way, blending-wise? Everybody can hear everybody? Yes, good, thank you. This is all technically sound.
I like that. We're performing in what I like to call mostly in tune.
It's mostly.
That's a technical industry term.
Yeah. means we're not getting a straight record contract. We have to do comedy songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Very cool. You know, we have a treat for y'all tonight.
Yes.
And we're real excited about it.
So on the drive down, we wrote a new song for you guys.
Brand new song. World premiere. Like literally no one but Dash has heard this song.
Yeah, because he was driving.
He was in the car
Yes.
when we wrote it, so he couldn't really have him pull his ears and still drive. This one, apparently the theme of this MAGFest is
Star Fox, right?
Right.
Star Fox, that is the theme of MAGFest.
We all know what Star Fox is. Okay, so and we wrote a song with that theme, and this song is entitled Modern Life. Living in the future, it's a digital age.
Everybody lives in a digital cage.
Trapped inside their minds with a digital rage. It's a digital age, digital age. Got nothing to do, so you're living at home.
Got no one to see, so you're always alone.
You're so fucking bored that you play with your bone. You're touching your bone, touching your bone. Nothing in the fridge, so you eat a potato.
Put it in your mouth, it tastes like potato.
No one around except your stepdad that you hate-o. Jeff with a G, Jeff with a G. Loves to play golf, it's Jeff with a G.
Jimmy Buffett's underrated, it's Jeff with a G.
Always talking about the Matrix, it's Jeff with a G. Jeff with a G, Jeff with a G. Why is he around? It's Jeff with a G. Doesn't have a job, it's Jeff with a G. Getting banned on Twitter, it's Jeff with a G. Gamergate icon, Jeff with a G. Playing online poker,
Jeff with the G. Only owns sweatpants.
Jeff with a G. You'll never be my real dad, Jeff with a G. Jeff with a G. Jeff with a G.
But son, I want us to bond.
Oh no.
Maybe you can call me dad.
Never.
Would you like an ice cream? Because your face looks sad.
Oh no.
Maybe you're just mad that I am banging your mom.
Oh no.
Banging your mom.
Oh please.
Banging your mom. Sometimes I spit in her mouth.
So gross.
I'm banging your mom.
Oh no.
Banging your mom.
No, no.
Did in a lab just for banging your mom.
Robot stepdad, Jeff with a G. What a shocking twist about Jeff with a G. You didn't saw it coming about Jeff with a G. Jeff with a G. Jeff with a G. What purpose does he serve? Jeff with a G. Created by the government, Jeff with a G. Sent here for the future, for banging my mom in the digital age. That was called Modern Life.
It's about Star Fox. That's
So you could kind of see,
yeah. You were the first people who have ever heard that. That's exciting.
you could probably tell.
Yes. It's got that first song feel.
That first song must.
Yeah.
So do we have in the audience some people who are sleeping with each other?
Yeah. We
We have some lovelies over here. Let's get these folks back. They seem very excited down there. Yes, you. Yes. What are your names, please? Shout them out.
Crystal and Joe.
Those are wonderful names.
I like that. Give it up
Wonderful.
for Crystal and Joe right now. How long, Crystal and Joe, have you? 2 years? 2 years.
Wow, that is a long time. Good
Yeah.
job, guys.
What
kind of meet? Yeah, how'd you meet? Like short version, just like where? Online. Nothing wrong with that. Come on. Okay. all
Okay.
right, Okay.
Okay. They met on IMVU.
All right. And like, what's one hobby you guys love to do together? Gaming.
Okay,
That's
that
great.
makes
That's
sense.
perfect for this MAGFest. All right. So what we like to do sometimes is, we like to make up a song off on the spot, improvise completely about of some people in the audience that we'll meet. Never had interactions with before this.
Do you know us?
No idea.
Good.
Crystal and Joe. Could
Crystal
be
and
anybody.
Joe.
All right. So let's give it a shot. This one will be called the
Ballad of Crystal and Joe. Okay.
See how it goes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll start. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
by herself. No, wait. Hold on. Crystal is by herself. Okay. Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah. Yeah. Crystal is by herself. Watching. Yeah, that's good. Watching TV in her home. She's got nobody to call her own.
Joe is across the street. He's been thinking about her for weeks. He's finally devised a plan as he watches from his big white windowless van. Love is in the air, baby. Don't be scared.
Crystal is sitting on her bed with her pillows in her teddy bears. I don't know.
Joe is smiling to himself as he's slowly climbing up the stairs.
Someone's calling on the phone. Crystal looks, but it is chilling. She thought she was all alone, but the call is coming from inside the building. Love is in the air, baby. Don't be scared. Crystal feels the fear taking over, but she's trying not to let it. No.
Joe is pounding on the door. Oh, that bitch is gonna get it. Whoa.
The door bursts open and she runs and hides. Joe is laughing with crazy eyes. He crawls over, she begins to cry. Grabs her and asks her, do you wanna die? Next to me in 80 years, holding hands in adjoining beds, surrounded by our children's children as we peacefully fall asleep. I know it all seems scary, but Crystal, will you marry me? Will you marry me? We'll take that as a maybe. That's a maybe.
Joe, you're
That's
not
a
getting that
maybe,
money
gang.
back. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, Joe's not getting his money back for that.
We kept it and spent it. All right, so this is.
Were you looking for a ring? Were you looking if we had a ring? She was looking if we had a ring.
Oh man, I
real
threw mine away. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Sold it.
Sorry. Oops. So we got one last song for you here, and it's going to be one you may have heard of if you like Dash said know our stuff from Living Tombstone maybe.
So this song is on our EP, which will be for sale after the show at Rock Island. Come
and
see
a
us. We'll
signing.
sign
Oh my
something.
God,
We'll
Rock
sign
Island.
anything.
Oh.
We'll sign a menu.
Not Denny's.
She has a
Fuck
menu,
them.
I guess. I don't know. This song it's called, it's from Geek Friend Experience, our new EP. It just came out, and here it is.
Here it is.
He walks the night. He does not care if it's wrong or right. He feels alright. He's looking for a fight. Hey, Mr. Pikachu, how many Pokemon did you kill today?
Small yellow murderer, there's got to be a better way.
You don't have to catch them all in your little Pokeball. You don't have to be the best that no one ever was. You don't wanna be the next dead Pidgey in this Pokédex. You don't have to catch them, no. What kind of sick man just beats up on Pokemon? Do you have undiagnosed issues with your dad? Daddy, no! A Jigglypuff who's been treated rough, left tongue with a punctured lung, a wobble fair cut off its head,
Mr. Mom with renal failure.
oh no! You don't have to catch them all in your little Pokeball. You don't have to be the best that no one ever was. You You don't wanna be the next dead pidgey in this Pokédex. No, you don't have to catch them. Hey, don't kill no Pokemon today. Don't kill. Let's get some claps going. Don't kill no Pokemon today. Don't kill. Yeah. Don't kill no Pokemon. Go away. Don't kill no Pokemon. Go away. Don't kill go away. You don't have to catch them all. No. In your little Pokeball. You don't have to be the best, and no one ever was. You don't wanna be the next dead pidgey in this Pokédex. No, you don't have to catch them. 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 It's not very effective. You don't have to get them. No. Thank you very much.
We have been Sam
MAGFest.
and Bill. You have been a great audience. This has been a medium sound system. Thanks so much. Have a great
Thanks.
night.
We'll see you upstairs, hopefully. On this floor. We'll see you on this floor.
This floor is where Rock
It's where we'll be.
Give it up for Sam and Bill! Yes, as they just mentioned, Dash, Sam, and Bill will be having shirts and merch over at Rock Island. And plus, just wanted to thank every single one of you for attending MAGLaughs 2019. Just wanted to give a big shout out to all of our comedians today: Tommy Simbazo, Violet Gray, Chloe Ketchum, L.A. Hardy, Justin McDonald, Brian Preston, Dash Kwiatkowski, and of course, Sam and Bill. Give it up for yourselves for coming out tonight! And once again, be sure to give us a review over on the guidebook in order for us to make this show bigger. Well, hopefully not bigger, but even better next year. And also, let me check here. Yes, so also at 11:30, come back over here to panel 2 for the +2 comedy game show Geek Out. We hope to see you in 2020. Good night, everybody!